Yeah, and we back. Oh man, it's a tough topic to talk about, man, because a lot of people don't want to admit it, but I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for life. I'm sorry I didn't do the necessary things to make my life be fulfilling to others. Or it could be from a point of, I'm sorry I hurted you. You know, even though we had our differences or a situation that broke out that, made us kind of be distant from each other, I'm sorry. You know, when it comes down to it, a lot of people regret to say, I'm sorry. You know, mistakes happen. You know, nobody's perfect. To an extent, we all walking out here on this earth doing what we can to make things right. And I'm sorry goes a little bit of a long way, you know, spite your wrong, spite what you did or what somebody else did. So, hey, I'm sorry can be given to those who accept it. If you don't accept I'm sorry, then hey, you just don't accept it. But to the point where it's a balance, you initiate the first. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You know, some people have to take time for a moment of clarity. Some people just, already know they're wrong and don't want to bite the bullet. When it comes down to it, hey, this is not going to be for everybody. You know, some people stand on that edge and teeter almost to the day that they die instead of saying, I'm sorry, apologize, try to make things right. Because you were wrong. If you were wrong, you were just wrong. But if you wasn't wrong, hey, like I always say, stand on it. You know, go down with the ship. But to an extent, that's one form of I'm sorry. You know, apologizing for fault, apologizing, because you had made a mistake or, there was a disagreement to where having an understanding or giving some clarity can set things right, you know. And to an extent, a lot of people have their issues in life. So you can't really go at, you know, um, how can I put this? Situations that, made of drawing them to that conclusion or put them in a demising situations. Everybody has faults. Nobody's walking is perfect. I say that myself. If I'm wrong, hey, prove me wrong. Well, I can't see it, then hey, I apologize. You know, if I'm right, like I always say, I'm gonna stand on it, because Scarface said it, and it's funny but true. All you got in this world is your balls and your word. And to an extent, there are a lot of people, you know, if you move emotionally, if you move under someone else's judgment, you tend to drop the ball. It takes time for some people to have a moment of clarity. There was a situation in my life where it was a one situation where I knew I was wrong for saying what I said. But at that moment, it was the right thing to say, you know, because the situation panned out between a family member and there were a lot of back and forth. And it was just to the point I was sick and tired of the back and forth. So I just gave that family member what they wanted. Wow, that's kind of funny now that I think about it. I just did the situation again recently to another family member. I gave them what they wanted and they didn't like the medicine. So, and to the extent I'm happy with it because now if that relationship or whatever she was trying to build back was there, it's going to be there. But if not, it's gone. It's out. It's out of here. Because to an extent, dealing with fake people, dealing with people who get emotionally triggered and do things out of spite, it kind of lands you in a different environment or different mindset. So it's better that the people that actually try to, work towards that, just remain out of your life in general. My life would be much happier if I don't have to filter through, you know, someone's bipolar, ways of converting into different people. My life would be better if I don't have to justify whether you're friend or foe. My life would be better if I can take on the necessary arrangement of just being at peace with myself. And a lot of people don't want to be at peace with themselves, man. It's to an issue that you have people pulling you from all angles, every single which way, to the point where, man, when it comes down to it, it's like, man, it's crazy, you know. So your peace and happiness, man, is for you, you know. But a lot of people don't want to admit it, when it come down to it. Like I said, I'm sorry, man. Them strong words to a person that's sincere, you know. And coming from another standpoint, I'm sorry, like I was going to go into earlier, that you haven't really got it together in life. So you are actually bringing people along with you because you don't have it all together. You dropped the ball several times in life in your achievements. You've dropped the ball seven. I mean, this is both for men and women have dropped the ball in life in acquiring knowledge. You know, I'm sorry I wasn't there for my kid, or I'm sorry I wasn't, had myself in the right position to get the job or be in a relationship, because a lot of people take on responsibilities they have no clue. That's like going to a job and your position is just to be a driver. To take, for instance, what I'm doing. And all you have to do is just drive the truck. This is what they're hiring you for. But the thing is, you have no experience in driving trucks. So, how is this situation going to work? You know, you get hired to drive trucks. You never drove a truck before. What are the necessary steps for you to keep that job or to do the right thing? Hey, get the training. Ask for training. You know, if you get hired on a lot of people, pride is too much to where they would, take on responsibility to something they have no idea of the ramifications later on down the line. Get training. Ask for help. Our pride is to the point where we can't even ask for help, you know, in any situation in life. And that's basically what I'm referring to. A lot of times, man, people just jump in there, feet up, don't know what they're doing. More and more in life, just having this fight with each other. Hey, you got to be sorry, because you didn't make the ticket. You didn't make the goal. Like I said, you didn't study enough. You know, you didn't get the proper training. And yeah, I've been listening to a couple of pods this week, and it was a lot of issues from, the normal relationship stuff. But besides that, my thing is a lot of people not getting the training for us the money. A lot of people, don't know about money. I showed a video last week of a young lady, 15 years old, got her first job through this youth program, and she's learning how to fill out an application, got hired at a job. She's working her, I think it's 46 hours and 8 on the weekend, due to school. And it's an experience to her, to an extent. her mom maybe don't work, stays at home. Being in a Section 8, the area that she stayed in, where she got the job down the street from her house, I know that area. So it's not one of the more echelon areas down here in Atlanta, but to the point, you know, she's getting the training now. She's learning, to an extent. And some parents, they drop the ball, but when it comes down to it, hey, it depends on you to pick that ball up and try to score, you know. And that's what a lot of the youth want, the knowledge or trying to seek it, but what direction are they going in? So we can actually say that to a lot of the parents. We can say that to a lot of the kids. I'm sorry. Hey, I, I didn't do enough. I didn't get you to that point in life. You know, as parents, our job, in my opinion, is to get our kids ready for the world. You know, not with just school, not with just getting a job, longevity. You know, everybody has a time clock. You know, and that time clock, you punching in and punching out. To an extent, some people punch in and never punch out till it's time to go. And when I say go, that means you gone. But there are some that punch in, punch out, punch in, and punch out. So where is the information going to be for that person? If you're not giving it to them, that means someone else is giving it to them. And they can paint that narrative any way they want until a point where they justify it in having an understanding of what's going on. So when it come down to it, man, hey, we got to do better. Hey, I mean, I admit myself. I say I'm sorry. I could do more. I could do more for my kids. I could do more for society. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm one man. I use the information that I got to instill in my kids to be better. I try to teach them things outside of school because, to an extent, you can't leave school as the number one educator. You know, from back in the day to now, it was always known that the kids learn certain things better from parents to an extent. Certain parents can't teach, the school side, but history and life, that's the number one goal to get them moving in life lessons. I always say, if you don't learn, life will teach you. And that's the parent's job, to teach that child so life won't have to teach them through heartache and pain. So to an extent, man, hey, you got to put in the work. A lot of people not paying attention to the work that you got to put in, day in and day out. And it's funny too that I'm talking about that because I'm about to actually start up a reaction/blog news, because I'm doing a experiment with this channel by starting another channel. Is the entertaining side going to be better with tips here and there, or people just, preferably just stand to get the knowledge? So I have my other page with about 35 people, and it's funny that I think I know the one person that unsubbed from me. It's funny. It's funny. I think I know that one person that probably is unsubbed from my other channel. And I got about 30, like I said, 35 people in them. No, pretty much more noticeable people, known people, that within those 35. So when I start the new channel, a lot of people gonna already have, been subbed, or, see who's this. They're gonna know. So when it comes down to it, it's gonna be a funny situation. But like I said, For the most part, hey, sorry for the situation you put yourself in, and sorry. Yeah, I'm over here just basically going on, people. But it's to the point where you gotta actually help one another. Up there clearing some stuff off my phone, but you gotta help one another, man. Like I said, it's to a point where you have to say I'm sorry and right your wrongs. If you wasn't that, I did it. Excuse me. Like I said, it was probably last year of me really diving more into the manosphere and talking with those guys. Made me have a sit down with my oldest son and talk with him. We had our discussions because I was like, well, I'm always working. So did I instill certain things into him? And, he assured me that pretty much me moving around, taking care of business was the number one benefactor in my life. I mean, in his life, to show that, get him on the right path, doing the right thing for him by giving him that knowledge, letting him see me move, letting him see me work, letting him see me provide, and it was to the point where, I couldn't say, well, he couldn't even accept that I was sorry because he said I put in the work. He wouldn't even let me take that. Like, nah, you was better than that. Yeah, you did more. You did the best. So, it was to the point where, like I said, hey, I have to say I'm sorry because, hey, well, did I do better? Well, like even with my kids now, my two youngest, because I have twins, I'm steady talking to them. I'm steady working with them. Trying to provide a little more education than outside of school, trying to, do whatever it takes to put them in the right mindset to where they can also be, to the point where they have something, and I don't have to come back with this same thing, because probably could be a couple of years now. They might be at 18, they're young now. They're just not going to middle school. And I got a lot more time to work with them than I did with my older kids. Well, I had a lot of time with my older kids, but it's too late now. You know, I can always go back and reteach them certain things, but it's to an extent things that they've learned right now. They're kind of set in their ways. It's like breaking the mold and remolding the sculpture and starting all over again. It takes time. Especially if I did them wrong or they don't like me. That's something I got to work on and build. I mean, personally, if you really want to know, when you get grown, I don't care. Hey, it's to an extent, man. I just seen something. I'm gonna have to hurt one of my kids. Hey, man, I think they just broke my exercise bike. Broke the cord for the computer. Just seen it looking in the living room. Yeah, now I'm about to be really sorry. Man, so I ain't been on that bike in like, well, I was on it yesterday, right when they was playing with it. Got a little guest over here today, a little shorty do out, babysitting. Okay, had to check on my guest. But yeah, man. Hey, situations. Hey, we all make mistakes. Like I said earlier, you could be in a point in your life that you've done something wrong to somebody, somebody's done something wrong to you. Hey, just I'm sorry. Work it out. You know, to an extent, there are certain things that you can mend and can work through. Hey, somebody cheated. Eh, yeah, it's on the person. Somebody um, you know, stole something from me, money or whatever. It's like I said, it's on the person. Y'all got to work, even if you don't come to a point where you're letting that person back in your life, bury that to where you won't have to walk around with that, spirit of like anger towards that person. You know, I forgive pretty much everybody, to a point where I just, I can talk to you, but it won't be the same. I can't go, you can't take back the past. You only can deal with the future and certain issues. And a lot of people fail to realize that when they're going through these fights and stuff. You can't change the past. You only can deal with the future. You know, if you're a family member that was neglecting, never was there, you got a dad, or you got a mom that really didn't treat you good, you only can deal with the future from that point on. That's if you choose to open up and deal with that person, because some people just write them off altogether. Won't have no association, no dealings with them, you know? So like I said, just, hey, work on it. Have some closure. To an extent, there are some people you just can't have closure with, and that's understandable, but you make peace with yourself and be done with it. It's not a thing that you can force people to love you again, but it's to a point to where you get some closure where you won't have this hate, walking around about that person 24/7. Like I said earlier, it was two family members I talked to and kind of broke it down to them to where I won't be mad if I never talk to you again. I've come to a point where there's certain things that people do just because of family or friends that they'll never change. And they'll always carry this burden or carry this grief or whatever towards you or towards the situation. You shouldn't have to go for it. There's a lot of people that fail in life, man. And to an extent, we have our situations. No, it's not called. But it's to a point where a lot of people have situations in life, man. You can't undo them. Once you build that wall, hey, it's hard to tear it back down. You know, that's why I say I make peace with myself, and then I'm done with the situation. I done been around people who I pretty much don't like. I say hey to them, they think everything's okay. I go away. When they try to come back and we work things out, like, nah, I'm in a good place right now. I'm cool. The situation happened, it's in the past. The friendship or whatever's in the past, they just keep it there. You know, I don't have no ill will, no animosity towards you. I just prefer to stay at peace with myself and looking at the situation. This is the only thing that I see making that peace is me being this way, and that's it. And to an extent, it comes with a lot of people, man. You gotta. It's a burden. It's a burden trying to, mend things. It's a burden trying to, build back that friendship that was torn down by, some spitefulness or outside connections that's pushing things together. So who knows, man? You know, for the situation at hand. So, Cole, you crazy? Hey, man, I'm finna go to a party today, Sunclaw. Man, if you was here, it's actually a graduation party for all the kids in the family. My sons, my twins, my oldest cousin, well, my youngest cousin, and who else? Two of the other youngest cousins. Well, three of them. So in all, it's about three. Yes, three boys and three girls. Uh, kindergarten, one in kindergarten, two going from the fifth, and three graduating high school. So that's a lot. And they're going to be having jerk pork. I used to love making the jerk pork when I uh, used to partake in the pork. I get me a pork butt, chop it up into cubes, and then turn around and take that pork butt and literally put it in the crock pot and let it cook. Yeah, man, just got a call. Let me go back in this chat because yeah, SunCloud, man. Hey, that Blue Mountain, man. I'm telling you, work miracles, man. But that one, it wasn't Blue Mountain. That was we use a little bit of that season, but this one is a jerk sauce. I don't even think I have none in the cabinet. Let me run over here and see real quick. Because this jerk sauce come in a jar. And it has the thyme already in it. I don't even think we have nothing in the cabinet. Last time I jerked something was probably that chicken I had. Nope. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. Now this ain't the one we normally get, but I'm gonna show you this one. Don't even have that other jerk sauce. But yeah, man. Hey, let's see where my cam at. This is the spicy one. But they have another one in a green bottle, and I think that one's. Hold on, let me see the name of that because I think I have another season. Yeah. All right, so there we go. This is for your fish, seafood season. Hey, we talked about this, that curry.
Oxtail mutt. Hey man, you put this with your oxtails with some, I say get an onion, bell peppers, put it in a crock pot. This I think we used to use. Like this is some jerk sauce right here. It's okay. I couldn't find the one that I used for my the um the jerk one, and then this one. Hey, spice. Hey, but no salt. That's I mean, like I say, a lot of those other ones I just showed you, they got salt in them. They a little salty, man. You gotta run it with some water. Let me catch up with the comments over here. Yeah, but yeah, when it come down to it, man, getting it, man, Mo. I gotta start checking you out, Mo. Hey man, it's some craziness. I done fooled around and turn off my notifications, and I can't get notifications from nobody. So it's like if I'm not on YouTube in general looking, or not even catching, normal lives that I know come on live at a certain time, I just been off of YouTube. I mean, it's been good. Don't get me wrong. I've been having it's like another vacation from YouTube, but to the extent. Oh my! I got some new people in here. Hold on, I gotta check my phone because got some new people I might have to sub to. But when it come down to it, hey, I've been trying to uh got my cooking thing back up, man. All right, there we go. But yeah, when it come down to it, hey, they have been okay on Amazon. I don't think so, SunCloud. I'm gonna look it up. Matter of fact, we be talking about stuff. So, Gold P be having a little chat going where we be hollering at each other. The phone line. So hit up the phone line. I'll let you know. But yeah, man. Dropping right here. Everybody coming in. Shout out, oh yeah, shout out to the live-a-thon. You know, Sheila, Dovey, y'all be putting it together. So every Sunday, I'm on at this time. Sheila has her time slot. Hey, so I want to make sure, figure out who's next on the live-a-thon too as well. And then, check out the people see up at the top in the corner, the uh, King to God and Gold P. Shout out to them too as well. You know, see, I'm moving it through, checking out my phone as well, pulling up my people on my live. Okay, so we good. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, when it come down to it, man, let's see. Hey, see, you done got me all off topic, man. Hey, Gold P, man. Nobody eating that tofu, man. I'm telling you, brother. We eat meat over here. Even if you gonna veggie, you gonna jerk some cabbage, jerk some cabbage on the grill. That's what you can do, actually. Jerk some cabbage on the grill. Jerk some cabbage on the grill, Gold P. See, this don't turn into a cooking pod. I was supposed to be doing only talking about people saying they sorry and stuff for situations in life or misleading or whatever to the point where you know working things out. No, I am not. Let me make sure. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. No, I'm not. Uh, I am American. Uh, my name is Rashid, and it's short for Sheed. I have a Muslim name. Yeah, but for the most part, like I was saying, I was supposed to be talking about, um, people being sorry, and now I'm on here talking about cooking and everything. Yeah, no worries, no worries. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, man, hey, cooking and everything is good for the soul, man. It makes you happy. Yeah, that goes to be, man, when you in a situation to where you really don't know, man. You know, I mean that's a strength to apologize in a situation where you're wrong. You know, to a point that a lot of people can't accept that. If you're wrong, you're just wrong. Apologize. You know, it, hey, at situations, it's a stronger person to admit fault and apologize for their weaknesses than to actually go forth with that, carrying that over. Oh, hey man, I took a cabbage. My friend, he basically told me about taking a cabbage and taking the cabbage whole, cut the core out at the bottom of the cabbage, drop a stick of butter and season, and it was cool. I like the way how he told me about doing it, but I kind of did it my own way. I took the cabbage and I sliced it up like that onion that they do at Outback. So I sliced it just like the onion at Outback, and I put some olive oil all across it, and then I turned around and put a whole bunch of seasoning all across it, and drop some onions, dice some onions up fine, drop the onions in between them, season, paprika, you know, like I said, a lot of no salt seasons, oregano, not too much oregano, parsley, garlic powder, and pepper, and then did it from there. Put that over at the top of the grill, and just let it cook the whole time while I'm cooking the meat. And man, it came out good, man. I always do. Like now, I done got to the point where we hooked on making smoked asparagus when we grill, and always corn. I just ran last night and grabbed some corn. We had sausage, lamb chops, burgers, and what else was that? Lamb. What was it? Lamb shoulder. So I grilled all that last night. Yep. And then had French fries. Of course, for the kids with the sausage, and had some kale. Cooked some kale to the side as well with some corn. So you know, I mean, it was good. No, I be grilling. I've been chefing it up a little bit. I got some pictures I'm gonna drop on y'all that I was grilling and stuff. Um, I ain't cooked no salmon about 2 weeks now. Might cook salmon next week on the grill. But yeah, oh yeah, man, them chicken. I think I smoked the chicken wings for probably about 2 hours, 2.5. Just slow smoked them. Man, those things, like you taste the smoke to the bone, man. And threw that season over the top, had that dry rub on them, and then turned around, put some barbecue on some of them, but it was good. Oh yeah, I think I did one of my videos to where you see I had the smothered lemon pepper wings. Good recipe I got from a restaurant I went down here in Georgia. But yeah, it's good, real good. Like I said, getting back into the topic because I'm be talking about cooking all day, man. Hey, I love cooking, man. Get to talking about that cooking. Yeah, apple wood good. I do the pecan. I do the pecan. One guy had a pecan tree chopped up. Use that, but the mesquite, and the hickory. They them chips are good, but I use the blocks. You know, the little blocks they have. They chop up the little small stacks of wood, probably about 3 inches, probably 3 inches wide or so. You know, they have them in different little sizes. But yeah, I take it and throw it on there. Yeah, I just let it cook. Yeah. Yeah, the blocks, I mean, them chunks of wood, man, just throw it in there. Once they get the firing up, and depending on how you got your grill set up to where if you have them set on one side and let them smoke all around, and then put the meat on the other side, and just let them work, you know. Um, I was talking to my cousin, he got one of those pellet uh, grills with the Wi-Fi on there. I'm like, man, you know, I got jealous. I'm like, that's cheating. That is cheating, man. You sitting up here, you got this grill that cooks the food for you, and you know, you just put it on a timer. I'm like, put it on the timer and smoke. Got the thermometer. I think sticks that you put in the meat. They give you that temperature, and you already know what's cooking the best. Hey, now, hey, that wind get to blowing, man. That's something serious. You had a whole neighborhood over here at my house. Now, I could say when my uncle, when he cooked at his house, man, he used to have people over there with Tupperware, man. They come over just to, you know, say, hey, how you doing? Oh, you cooking? I ain't even know. And he look at him because he already know. He's like, you know, you smell that grill coming around here. But the whole thing is, you know, that's what they do, man. The neighbors, when you real cool with your neighbors, you'll sit here, they be all in your house, man. You know, they be all over the crib. Hey, man, get an extra plate. You know, they might come over, bring some beer or something like that. You know how neighbors try to be friendly, like, man, hey, man, I got some beer at my house, man. Come on, man. Hey, yeah, it's funny, man. Hey, the funny part I'm about to go to is a cookout today, like I say, for the kids, and they graduating. Man, I'm talking about never fails. Back in the day, they don't ran them off, but back in the day, my wife's Jamaican, so she had coworkers that her aunt had coworkers that come to the barbecue, eat a plate, and go directly to the car and get Tupperware after they finish their plate. Everybody ain't even got there yet. They at least could just wait to the end. They don't want to wait out to the end of the party, so they try to sneak in Tupperware. I used to be crying, laughing. I'm like, what's this? And they like, man. My wife was like, man, they do that all the time. I'm like, man, nobody ain't gonna say that to them. Hey, my grandma came over one day. She shut it down. She clowned them. They never came back. They felt so embarrassed. I was crying, laughing. I'm like, man, you bringing Tupperware out? Like, oh man, that's crazy. Like, really? Yeah, I mean, but it was so crazy. It was crazy, man. I'm talking about, yeah. We done got all our topic talking about food, man. Hey, it's joyous, man. You know, that's one thing I should have put in the title. But I'm sorry, bring somebody a plate. Hey, you know, bring somebody a plate. That's the funny part. But you know, when it come down to it, I mean, just go without saying, man. Just start building on yourself. You know, building on yourself, making yourself be accountable. You know, I always talk about, you know, the knowledge of self. You know, having you aware, and a lot of people don't go through that. You know, self check analysis, man. You got to work on yourself. You got to build you. You know, you got to be the bigger person. You gotta work through your trials and tribulations, man. You gotta make things right. You know, if you're wrong, you're just wrong. It's a lot of times I self-reflect on things, man, and I'm looking at my situation and I'm like, man, did I cause this? Was I doing this out of spite? You know, that's one of the things I'm gonna have to work on. Just so be it. You know, if I'm not a good father, you know, my kids tell me that I have to do some self-reflection, man. I can't sit here and just say that, yeah, I was wrong. Oh well. You know, a lot of old school songs, you know, they get you in the mindset of, you know, start thinking about past issues, you know, start, you know, you sitting there with the old school music playing and, you know, what was it? What's the old school? They say, if you gonna go, baby, hey, you know, I don't sing like that. It's one monkey don't stop no show. And so it puts you in that mindset, man. You start thinking about the lyrics. Even with blues, man, you think about those lyrics in blues, you know, BB, the thrill is gone, and it puts you in that mindset of the thrill being gone, you know, having issues. A lot of people fail to realize with situations that they have, they can end up causing their own demise. You know, you got to be better in life, man. You got to be stronger. You got to do what's right. You know, like I said, even to the point of not even just doing something to somebody, you being a better person for yourself. You know, you got to apologize to, you know, family and friends that you wasn't there. You know, or basically, if you can't apologize to them directly, you got to find it in yourself to build you to get over that, you know, situation, that hurdle that you had. There's a lot of people walking around don't know that cause, you know, other people's demise or situations in life because they only, you know, think about themselves and not reflecting on, you know, I can be a great uncle to my nieces and nephews, or I can be the worst uncle because I was never there. I never did nothing for them. You know, like I got this picture up about my face. It has so many words to describe, you know, certain levels and things. And a lot of people, you know, hey, you're right. Self reflection, you know, have to sit there and work on themselves, man. That's that's why I'm so heavy on talking about knowledge itself. That's why I'm literally so heavy on talk about knowledge of self. You're being responsible for you. And I know I should have been did this, man. Shout out to Gold P, man. You know, with the 9 laws of self govern, man, it's something that you literally have to carry for yourself. You know, and you know within the 5% of the law that he talks about with the 9 laws of self govern. Let me pull this up. Copy that. And then I'm gonna send it over here so people can look at it in the chat. You know, shout out to Gold Professor, man, with these 9 laws. Man, look, I don't want to share. All right, there we go. I'm gonna do the first 5, then I'm gonna copy and do the next 5. I mean, the next 4. And there we go. Shout out to Gold Professor. You know, producing the 9 laws of self-government, you know, and I take heed to these laws, and I say that, to give this information to my boys so they can, have this understanding of what are the laws and what do they actually mean, and that's why I'm actually using law number 9. Plant these seeds and be patient. You know, that's like the biggest thing with a lot of people, you know, working on themselves. A lot of people don't work on themselves, and to help one another, man, just working through the situation, working through. Hey, that rule number 1 sparks this whole list. If you ain't got no discipline, man, that hinders you from doing a lot of stuff. Hinders you from doing a lot of stuff when it comes to discipline. What's going on, Rael? Shout out to you, man. But it's just big, man. If you ain't got discipline, man, you can't work through damn near anything, man. Try to lose weight. No discipline, you're going to keep gaining weight. If you try to, drive a car with no discipline, you're not going to learn. You're not going to get your license in general, because without discipline, you're not going to pay attention to the signs. You're not going to do the right thing in regard to you getting a license. Studying for a test. If you stay up all night cramming and stuff like that, it's a 50-50 you're going to hit or miss on that test. Some people are good crammers, but to the extent, if you actually take the time, study for things, and prepare yourself, man, you can be an A student. If you're that good at cramming, you'll be much more better at being a disciplined student, working things out the right way, studying every day, picking up a habit to where you're not cramming. Like I said, it starts with that first, the discipline. I mean, even with the 9 laws, they can be used actually to go with today's topic. I'm sorry. Putting yourself in a mode of discipline, protecting yourself, applying selfishness. You know what I'm saying? Reading is not just reading a book, reading a room, reading your environment. That takes on a whole new meaning when you have to use that word in multiple ways, not for just what people think is only for. Same thing with exercise your mind, exercise your body, exercise your rights. And Gold P always talks about these 2 being interchangeable, 6 and 7. Know your worth. Know who you are. How many people know that? How many people are dealing with that situation to where I know Killer Mike didn't ever, but every time I always listen to Killer Mike, and he would always say, I think in one of the albums I listen to a lot, he said, if you knew your worth, you'll ask for more. I heard that before, but it's just the whole thing of hearing it on that rap song while I was listening to it, and he was dropping some knowledge, giving some insight. If you knew your worth, you'll ask for more. Know who you are. That's applied to the self. Apply it to the self. Build something. Hey. That's why I say I always talk to people, and I say this on my channel. I speak, to the men and to the women, because if we're going to build great men, there are going to be women who are going to have to build themselves as well. Because if we build these great men and the women can't be built as well, who are these great men are going to marry? How these great men are gonna pass legacy on to the next generation, generational wealth. You know, so when it comes down to it, it's heavy. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know, heavy. We have situations going on in life to where you know people just don't understand. You're doing things for yourself. That's cool, but you're not motivating yourself to do what? Be better and build. You know, that's the same thing with law number 9, being patient. A lot of people are not patient, man. A lot of people don't want to grow. A lot of people want. There's so many channels I talk to guys that literally think that they just supposed to jump into a job making 100K a year, 80K a year. Whatever happened to starting from the bottom? Now we're here, working that job, making 30,000 a year, minimum 20, 24. Starting out working at McDonald's or some people, then growing up to be in these, corporate companies. Not gonna say the panel name, but I was on the panel talking to a guy, and I was telling him about getting A+ certified, and he started laughing. I was like, "That's not no money," and I'm like, "But that's getting your foot in the door." And the thing he was trying to say, why start in the middle when you can start at the top? No one starts at the top. Sheer luck, maybe, but no one starts at the top. Now, even to a point where you start in the middle, you're going off certain knowledge to where you're going to have to catch up with everybody else. Yep. Hey, on point. I mean, to an extent, that goes down for a lot of people. Nobody really, really wants to work. Really, really wants to work. To an extent, if I had everything on automate to where I didn't have to work, honestly, I don't think I can just sit down. I'll be doing something, whether me, following my passion, getting back into the arts or something, but just doing something. So you say you on? You about to be on now, she? Okay. So basically, I'm about to get ready to close out because Sheila, she's about to be on. Finish. Oh, let me get this with. I gotta get you more as well. Yeah, it's to a point, man, where, like I said earlier, we have to teach our kids in order for them to be great. Some parents drop the ball, but to an extent, some of the kids that are willing and wanting to learn, they come pick it up and run with it. You know, we have to help and work with each other. Yeah. And when it comes down to it, we really have to work on ourselves, man. Greatness is within all of us. It's basically up to us to appreciate it. it's basically up to us to, move forth and, do the right thing, man. Hey, wow, man, it's crazy. I mean, when it come down to it, I, just teaching my kids only was let my kids learn what's in school. Man, man, like they'll be condemned. They'll really be condemned because when it comes down to it, what are the schools really teaching them? That's that's like laws, even rules. You're given the rules to obey, you know, anything outside of the rules or, kind of bending the rules a little bit, you have to make that self adjustment. You have to be aware for that. But let me pull this because I think Sheila says she's up. So, oh, ain't even. So I'm going to end up dropping Sheila's link. Oh, I thought Sheila said she was next. Like, who's up next? Okay, there you go, Sheila. All right, I'm dropping Sheila link. Oh, Sheila dropped the link right there. So for everybody, I'm about to go ahead and end this. And like I said, y'all chill out for the day, work on things, get yourself together, and like I said, go get y'all some season. And go ahead and cook, man. Enjoy, be happy. Don't let things get to you, man. You know, and like I say to one, like I say to all, shout out to everybody in the building. Get ready to hit Sheila Link. Sheila Link is right here. She's next on the live-a-thon. Shout out to her and Adobe for putting this together. And forever Lisa always moderating and keep everybody, working and willing and dealing with each other and keeping it moving. So, like I said, shout out to Sheila. She's up next on the live-a-thon. Go over here and talk with Sheila. Let me highlight that so people to go on ahead and go over there because I'm about to get ready to end this right here, and we'll be all over there. About to get these kids ready, get them to their graduation party. And, like I say always, you know what I'm saying? Forever, forever, we here. And to the standard, like always, we gone.